Welcome back to the Fourth Quarter of Faith podcast where football meets conviction. I am Jake Alagna here with my co-host Jesse Shalalo. Before we start, hit that like and subscribe button, smash that button, and the notification bell so you know when all of our videos drop. Comment faith down in the comment section when you do subscribe so that we can show you some love. And as always, before we start, Jesus loves you. Jesse, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. It's been a very interesting summer so far. The World Cup is in full swing. A lot of good games so far that I've gotten to watch. I watched a little bit of Argentina and Algeria last night, and Leo Messi was just messy. So it was great getting to see that game. Hopefully, I'm getting to see the USA play Australia tomorrow. I'm hoping. I'm gonna be at work, so it's gonna be difficult. But I'm gonna try to sneak in a couple minutes of it. But yeah, it's very cool. And also, I heard, and this is gonna be very funny. I think on July 4th, the U.S. is playing England, which is just like
Heck
the
yeah.
U.S. They knew what they were doing when they made that schedule the way that it was. So it's very. It feels very patriotic right now in the U.S. because we're all kind of just like USA, USA, like everywhere I go, which is dope. Also, congrats to the Knicks on winning their NBA championship. 53 years New York has been waiting for a chip and they finally got it. Believe basketball. Sorry. I believe that they had their
they had the parade today, didn't they?
They had the parade today, I believe so. So that was cool getting to see all of New York be there in support.
That must have been a freaking chaos.
Oh yeah, everything was stopped. Everything was stopped, and honestly, I don't blame them. I don't think anybody was working today for that. So
No,
and I don't blame them either.
nobody was working. I bet you it was like pure chaos, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, other than that, on the NFL front, it's been quiet. Everybody's just kind of in minicamp, training, getting ready for the season. So
we're just waiting for training camp now.
We're just waiting for training camp at this point. So we're kind of just like, but we have a little bit of news, just couple stuff to get to, and then we have some other exciting things. So I'm excited to talk about football. So I know we talked a couple weeks ago about Brendan Sorsby, the Texas Tech quarterback who was in trouble for gambling. Now there's been news reports that at least I think the NCAA are not doing anything, not doing anything as in like he could play next year potentially. But instead, Brendan Sorsby has made his intention to enter the supplemental draft, which basically, for people who don't know, that draft allows all 32 teams to bid blindly against one another for the rights of a player. So basically, they'll make those bids. Any team wishing to add a player to their team must submit a bid for the round in which it would be willing to draft him, and then whoever makes the most valuable bid wins the rights to the player. So this is more interesting because Brendan Sorsby is kind of a hot topic to talk about, mostly because of the gambling stuff that's going on. But now that he is going to the NFL, it would be interesting to see what team would snag him. So my question to you, Jake, what team would be interested in getting a player like Brendan Sorsby on their team, if there's any?
Let me see. I know I was saying this before we even got on here, that the first team that I thought of was the Jets, just because he's going to go to a team that is not exactly, their quarterback one of the future is not exactly set in stone. Either they have a backup currently as their QB1, or it's an older veteran that they're just filling in for the time being, like the Jets. Like Geno's not going to be there forever.
Very
And
true.
if a younger guy comes in and plays well and shows them that he can go out there, at least like let's say he goes out in the preseason and balls out. The Jets are like, okay, this guy can handle the speed of the NFL, because in preseason it's not just rookies, it's old, like veterans that are trying to still make teams, um, guys that are just bouncing around from team to team.
Or
So
from
if
league
he
to
goes
league,
out there,
UFL and all that stuff. So yeah,
yeah,
like
they
yeah,
go
for
if
sure.
you go out there and ball out, then I'd rather have for a team like the Jets, I'd rather have a younger guy out there than Geno Smith, who is a good quarterback, but where the Jets are currently, he's not going to do anything with them really.
Yeah.
Maybe redeem himself in New York, but I think
Who's
that's about
redeemed
it.
themselves in New York?
Just from his last
I'm just saying, what quarterback has
era,
redeemed themselves in New York? Really?
I don't know,
Yeah. So
but I'd say the Jets. I mean, potentially. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of or look at teams. Uh, I don't know.
did you think about
Maybe,
the Falcons?
maybe,
Potentially,
or
potentially.
I don't know. Maybe the Cardinals
I could see the
or
Cardinals.
not the Rams. They just drafted Ty Simpson.
Colts?
But I mean, potentially. I mean, he could go to a lot of different teams as like a backup or
Yeah, I don't think any of both of
like a
us are
young
saying that he's a
backup.
starter. I don't know if I'd see him as a starter.
Well, I mean, he's projected, if he was in a draft, he would be probably projected as a first round pick. Like if he went out there and played at Texas Tech this coming season, I think he in the next year's draft, he would probably be a first round pick. I think like next year is there's gonna be a lot of first round quarterbacks, I think, because of
Yeah.
how good that quarterback class is going to be.
I also just don't think the way that everything went down with him in college, I don't think there's a world where he would go back to play in college football this year.
Well, no, I
I
mean
don't
the
think so.
NCAA denied his eligibility. He
Yeah.
went to court, got a I forget what it was called, but
Let me
he
see. It
got something
was
to make him eligible or overrule that by a judge in Texas, so he was eligible, and then
yeah,
he was
which
filing a
was
lawsuit.
something else.
Then he dropped it. Now he's in the supplemental draft.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think a team. I don't know if necessarily a team would give up a first round pick because you have to bid draft picks in this kind of
Yes.
thing. And then that means next year you'd lose that draft pick. But I don't think any team might, or I don't think any team would give up a first round pick for him, but maybe a second. I could see a second
Second,
round pick
second or third. Yeah, I think
because
that
like
would be like max for him.
he's that talented and he can be that good.
Yeah.
But
I think we
it's
all
just
have to remember
would a
that Brandon
team.
Sorsby is not a slouch. He's a solid quarterback.
I mean, he was going to be the starter at Texas Tech. Texas Tech
Yeah.
was one of the best teams in the country last year, and they're probably going to be very, very good this year as well, especially with getting a quarterback like Sorsby. But it just depends on if a team's willing to overlook or take a no pun intended, take a gamble
Good one.
with Brendan Sorsby and with that whole situation that happened with him, because you're not allowed to do that in the NFL either. So hopefully him going to rehab helped him and he's not going
Hopefully,
to
yeah, absolutely.
risk his career, because you're going to like, dude, you're going to make, first of all, actually, let me backtrack. First of all, you would have made more in playing college football than any single bet or parlay or whatever you would have won.
Depending on how deals, yeah, for sure.
And in the NFL, you're going to make probably even more if you're a decent play. Like if you're an average player, you make very, very good money.
Yeah, I agree.
So just don't we're done with the gambling. Like we don't need to do that. You're going to make plenty of money in your career if you just
That is true.
stay away from that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the next thing. So James Pierce Jr. If you're unaware of the situation with him, he was arrested in February on charges of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. After he ran his vehicle into his ex-girlfriend, WNBA Rakia Jackson. He was approved by the Florida court for a 1-year diversion program, which I think is basically rehab, but I'm not entirely sure. But now he is back with the Falcons. He's in the facility, as Stefanski said, as of June 16th, which was yesterday. No, that was
That was
June
what's
16th was
today? That was
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That was Tuesday. So yeah, they confirmed Tuesday that he's back in the building. Obviously he's not taking part in any team sessions yet. So basically he's kind of just like doing workouts, drills and stuff by himself, but he's not really with the team yet. Now they're saying that the NFL, they haven't heard anything from the NFL about discipline for Pierce, if he's going to be suspended or if he's not going to play this year. And the remaining, as said by ESPN, they said that remains under review of the personal conduct policy. So my question to you, Jake, in all this, because I think we've seen in the past, we've seen a lot of players in the NFL feel like, and people are going to say this as fans, like feel like they just got like a slap on the wrist and it's like, yeah, go out and play football again, go make us money. So
It's
in your
majority
honest
of them.
opinion, I know, I just, it's for an example. Do you feel like James Pierce Jr., after having, I think it was 4 months away from the team, do you think he's ready to go back on the football field right now?
I mean, probably. I mean, talent wise, physically, he probably is. It's just I think this is more of a conversation of should he even be allowed to do this?
Mhm.
Like he's got all the talent in the world. Like he was
He had
a
10 and a half
first round
sacks last
pick
season.
for a reason. Like he had a pretty good rookie year.
Yep, 10 and a half
Like
sacks and finished third in AP Defensive Rookie of the Year
yeah,
voting.
like
So he was
that's a
solid.
very good rookie year.
I agree.
Like, and he's probably only gonna get better, but it's like I just I will never understand like the whole thing. I guess I don't know. I guess this is just coming from
Fan perspective.
a different that and coming from like a different background, I guess, than he
That
probably
is
did.
true. That is true.
Because I don't know what his growing up was
So,
like or his background, but I just will never understand like these players that go out and do these type of things and
mhm.
risk their whole career or potentially risk their whole career for just a dumb or bad decision. I'm not saying this was a dumb decision. I'm not calling it either one, but
No, I
those
hear
are
you. I hear
usually
you.
the two type
Yeah,
of mistakes that these players make. It's either really dumb or
really stupid.
just a bad decision. Like
Yeah.
or a lap oh goodness,
Lapse
a
of judgment.
lapse of judgment.
Yes, I got you.
But yeah, like I don't like every time I see something like this, I'm like, why?
hmm
Like why are
I
you doing it?
think,
You're gonna potentially lose your whole career
yeah, no, I hear you.
for
Absolutely.
one decision.
Yeah, I think we have to understand it's something that I learned from listening to, oddly enough, LaShawn McCoy, who says like it's not all black and white. We live in a gray area, so like there's a lot of nuances and different perspectives that we will never understand from James Pierce for why he acted out like this. All I am hoping is that it says here in the news report that all the charges he got were aggravated assault with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, fleeing police and resisting arrest, as well as misdemeanor stalking. All the charges will be dropped if he stays out of trouble for the next year. And he has to pass random drug tests, and he has to be in a mental health treatment program. So if he's getting help mentally, I feel like we can hope that by the time that we get to the season, there's something that the Falcons can see that Pierce has changed to the point where they might actually be on the field. If I were the Falcons, I wouldn't rush having James Pierce back on the field only because you have to make sure his mental health is first priority. I think football will always be a priority, but I think his mental health should probably be the utmost important part of this whole thing. And I agree with you in the sense that like NFL players, they make dumb decisions or they have one bad moment and their name gets driven down the mud because of these things. And I'm not saying these things should happen. I'm not saying that that players should get a slap on the wrist all the time. But we have to understand that there's different things are going on. People live different lives. There's things that they do outside of football that we will never see as fans, as the media, as anything. So as long as if he's staying on the right track, if he's going through the mental health stuff, and is getting all that situated and figured out, I don't see a problem with it, with him going back on the field. I think there's, like I said, I'm not going to repeat myself. It's nuances to everything. But after such a good rookie year, he had 10 and a half sacks, like I said, which was a Falcons rookie record and was third in defensive rookie of the year voting. Like he had the promising career, but now with all this stuff being dropped, it makes everybody think like twice about him. And I think that's just something he's going to have to deal with for his career. Like you think of players like Nick Chubb, for example. Allegations proven. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Nick Chubb having any trouble outside of football. And nobody really talks about him that much other than injury stuff and that he's like washed at this point. But James Pierce, this situation, that's going to follow him for his career. And people are going to see that as like a character issue. So all I say is I hope he's getting the help that he needs. And the Falcons and the NFL will just have to keep this as an open investigation as we move forward, because obviously until they see proof that he is getting better, I wouldn't want to push him on the field just yet. But that's a fan
I mean,
perspective.
I hope he is getting help. If that's what he needs, I hope he's getting it and
I
he
agree.
stays on the right track. I just have to see it
I agree. I totally agree.
to believe that he's actually going to change and take this seriously,
I agree.
because
Yep.
there's have been
There's been too many. There's been too
instances
many.
where a guy gets in trouble, has a similar thing to what James Pierce Jr. has going on, and then he just does something else
Yes.
dumb, and then he gets in more trouble. I don't know. I think like, as long as he's behaving himself and like doing what he's supposed to be doing,
Mm-hmm.
then I think he should be able to play. Like, if that's what they're ruling and that's what they're saying he has
Going
to
off of,
do,
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
then he should be able to play. If you're not going to suspend him or do anything else,
Mm-hmm.
like press the charges even like now,
True.
then I think you should be able to play. If I were the Falcons personally, I would probably suspend him on a team thing,
Okay.
but just
That's
because like
respectable. Yeah.
just like not anything crazy, like I don't know, a game or two to start the year,
Mm-hmm.
but
Because
I don't
he
know.
has to understand that actions have consequences,
Yeah,
and like if
like
we don't let them figure that out, they're just gonna keep doing it,
yeah,
thinking that, oh, I got off scot free, I can go do it again. Who cares? So
or
yeah,
something similar to it that's just as crazy.
yeah. So we'll keep that in consideration, but we'll move on. Vita Vea is currently not at minicamp, waiting on a deal. Basically, what we have heard from the Bucks team, Todd Bowles says he's not concerned because this is what usually happens when it gets to this point in the season. Now, obviously, Vita Vea is an important part of this team, but he have been training with Nika Damsu. I can't say his name. I know it's Sue, but I can't say his first. Ndamukong
Ndamukong? Is
Sue. I think that's how you
that how you
say
say
it.
it?
Yeah.
I
He's been
always just
training
say
with
Sue.
him. I always just say Sue. Yeah, he's been training with Sue in Oregon. But no one has heard anything from him since then. Obviously he's entering the final year of his 4-year, $71 million contract. He is set to earn 17 mil, but none of it's guaranteed. And also they still have to deal with the fact that Baker's also getting his contract. He's on the final year of his. And yeah, so what is your reaction to this? Do you think Vita Vea is still gonna be a buck, or are they gonna put all their money on Baker?
They're gonna pay him. They're gonna pay him.
They're gonna
It's
pay him,
just he's doing this because he has no guaranteed money left. He wants guaranteed money. That's what
which is understandable.
most players that hold out or do this type of stuff when it comes to their contracts, either like they're eligible for an
How
extension
old is
or
he?
they're in the final year of their deal coming up. This is just the type of thing they do because most of the time there's no guaranteed money left at that point because usually it's front loaded with guarantees, or it's when they sign the contract they
Yeah.
get the guarantee. That's like they'll get the guaranteed money. um but yeah, I just think he's gonna be a buck. He's basically the cornerstone, or he's the glue of that defense basically.
Him and Antoine Winfield, yeah.
Like, I think now that Levante David retired, I think
Unfortunately.
he's the vet that is like extremely important for the success of their defense and to keep their defense together.
Hmm.
I just think he has that type of impact. He might not have it statistically in the box or in the box score or whatever, but he has that type of impact on their defense. So
No, I agree.
I think he's going to get paid. It's just
Yeah.
how much, because he's
That's the
not
biggest question
young,
right now.
so
I'm trying to see how much
probably gonna be
how
like a
much
2 or 3 year deal.
yeah, okay. He's 31.
I think he might get a 3 year deal.
Yeah. I
I
think it's
don't know
just gonna
how
be
much.
interesting, because here's the thing. They're gonna try everything they can to get Baker's contract signed, sealed, delivered. So I think it'll just be interesting to see either Vea's gonna give up a little bit of money so they can pay Baker, or Baker will give up a little bit of money so they can keep Vea. So it really just depends on how they handle that well in the meetings and stuff.
Well,
But
I mean, they don't necessarily have to do that
they
where
could.
one player has to give up money for the other. They could just, I mean,
We've seen it before.
you can move that money around every day if you wanted to make more room for players in their contracts.
Yeah,
Or
I hear you.
you can even add void years, but that's just pushing it down the road for further. So then we don't know what in future years your cap space might look like, or what happens to certain players, and then you got to deal with that in the
Yeah.
future when it could be even more detrimental to your team in your team building. But yeah, I mean, I Baker's gonna get paid. He's the quarterback. Ever since he got to Tampa, he's been great. They found their guy. Baker found his home. Um, so he's gonna get paid pretty good. And then Vea, I just think he's gonna get paid. It's just not gonna be a crazy amount because considering he's 31, he's a 31-year-old defensive tackle. and not every single one of them is Calais Campbell that plays to 40 and is still
True.
producing. So, yeah,
It'll
I
be
think
interesting to see what they do. It'll be very interesting. Anyway, our last news docket of the day: Cameron Jordan's will return to the Saints on a 1-year deal to end his career. He posted on social media saying the end of the video had the tagline "One Final Season." So this is everyone's assumption that this will be his last year playing football. The deal is a base value of 7.5 million, and Jordan can make up to 3.5 mil in sack-based incentives. So it's just everybody's on their final season now. First Darren Rodgers, now Cameron Jordan. It's like everybody's kind of like, all right,
Calais Campbell.
the 2010s is really we're done. We're done. The 2010s peoples are
Yeah, it's
out the
over.
building, which is just so unfortunate. But
They're
I
old
think
now.
this was a smart deal by the Saints. I think keeping that veteran presence around for this season, I think, is going to be important for them, especially for the new guys that are coming in. Tyler Shug's supposed to have amazing value at quarterback this year. The new rookie receiver in Jordan Tyson, having him in that locker room is really going to make a difference for them. And I think him knowing that it's going to be his last year, I think you're going to see a different Cameron Jordan than we've seen in years past. I think he's just gonna have more fun this year, and just enjoy with the team and just enjoy the city and everything. So yeah, I'm sad about it because obviously I think Cameron Jordan has been. I wouldn't say he's like on the upper echelon of his position, but I think he's been a solid player for them for many years. And so yeah, I think this is going to be sad, but I'm happy to see what he'll do with this contract for his final season. So, what are your thoughts, Jake?
I mean, I think it was only right that he went back to the Saints. There was a lot of talk that or news that he might go to a contender um and go try to chase a ring for his final year or 1 year. But I think it was right that he went back to New Orleans. I just think some guys championships, obviously everyone wants to win at least one championship, but to some guys it's just not the most for some guys loyalty is more important than going and trying to get a ring and being in that one city for your whole career. That's the more important thing, the relationships that you've built, your connection with the city, with the fans. Like everyone in New Orleans loves Cameron Jordan. He's been like a true professional. I don't think he's ever gotten in trouble. He plays the
I
game
can't
the
think of
right
any. Yeah,
way. He's still productive. He had a good year last year. He
I
had a
agree.
pretty solid year. I was gonna look up what his um
Give me 1 second. I can find out.
stats were, because like
Let's see.
he's been in the upper. Please hold.
Dang
My
it.
light just fell. Golly.
Don't worry, buddy. I'll cut it out. It's all good. I think I bel Okay, hold on.
All right, I'm back.
Did one of the cats hit
Yeah, this stupid cat. I
it?
just smacked him.
Dang it, Milo.
But
All
anyway,
right. Ready? Three,
yes.
2, 1.
So in his career, he's been in the upper. I'd say in the upper part of pass rushers. Overall in his career, he's had double digit sacks, so 4, 5, 6 years. and he's been around double digits for like a few other ones. Like he had 10.5 last year. And
True.
I think he's what, 35, 36?
36.
Like he's still productive.
Yes,
He should be a lifelong Saint.
I
And
agree.
I just think it's right that he goes back and helps the younger guys that they have there on defense and even on offense, like Jordan Tyson and Tyler Shuck. And yeah, I just think it's the right thing to do. I think he will help their defense. Excuse me, help their defense tremendously because again he's still a very very good pass rusher. That's
I
why
agree.
that's why people were talking about him going to a
Another team.
contender.
Yeah,
Because like you're not going to say that about somebody that's
really
fallen
bad.
off and should just retire.
Yeah,
Like, but yeah,
it'd be
I
interesting for
think
sure.
he belongs in New Orleans, so
He'll be a Saint for life, just like
it's
Drew
only
Brees.
right.
Alrighty. Well, that's all the news I have. So, like I
All
said,
right.
guys, it's a very quiet week this week for NFL stuff. It's just mini camp stuff. So it's all quiet. But anyway, we are going to continue our division preview series, and today we will be focusing on the AFC West. So we talking about the Chiefs, we talking about the Broncos, we talking about the Chargers, and we talking about the Las Vegas Raiders.
The
So
Raiders.
obviously, if you don't remember from last week, we basically talk about who they brought in, who left, the different any differences this year from last year, and basically their win projections, what we think they're gonna do, how good they're gonna be this year, and then our fantasy picks for the division itself, and then stat leaders. So Jake, which team would you like to start off with first?
Uh, you can go with let's go with the Chargers.
He wants the Chargers.
Let's go with the Chargers.
Alrighty. Well, the Chargers. Chargers for 2026. I mean, came off of an embarrassing playoff loss last year, obviously. You lost to who they lose to? They lost to the Patriots, right?
Patriots.
Yeah, so that was it just it didn't look good. Now obviously I don't even who's big that they brought up in free agency. I think the only one I remember is Njoku. That's the only one I really remember. I mean, they re-signed Derwin James, but like they haven't really brought in anybody like big
I
from free
mean,
agency. I might be wrong, but I think the only one I remember is Njoku, which could be good for them. But
I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest. Oh, they hired Mike McDaniel as their
oh yeah,
offensive coordinator.
yes, McDaniel's the offensive coordinator now, which could be good, which could be very very good.
They got.
And were they the
Oh,
team that lost Jesse Minter? Am I wrong, or was that another team?
yes.
That's what I thought. Okay,
He was their
thank you,
defensive coordinator.
thank you. All right,
Okay, they brought in Tyler Biotish as their center.
okay, yeah, that's good.
David Njoku,
Yep,
Keaton Mitchell,
okay, pretty good.
Charlie Kohler.
Oh yeah, okay.
They signed Alec Ingold, fullback,
Oh yeah, the fullback.
and
Yeah.
they brought back Trevor Penning with an extension, who is a guard and tackle depth.
Okay, got you.
Because they
So
traded
nothing.
for him from the Saints, I think, but he's not the greatest offensive lineman in the world. He's kind of
Yeah,
but
same. But
he could potentially just fill in if he has to.
mhm.
But yeah, I mean, and then they lost Jesse Minner. They
Bring
released
in
Mekhi
McDaniel's.
Becton and Will Disley,
Yep.
and their Bradley Bozeman who was their center, retired.
Yes, I do remember that.
And they got Jake Slaughter in the draft, who was also a center.
Oh yeah,
So
they did get Jake.
they might have Biotish and Slaughter battle it out for the center job, or
which would be
just
interesting.
have him as young backup for right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
honest to goodness, I don't know how I feel about the Chargers this year.
Sorry,
I want.
I have a couple more
Sorry,
things.
Go ahead.
They signed Khalil Mack to another 1 year deal, or to a 1 year deal.
Okay.
Trey Pipkins signed a 2 year deal as a swing tackle.
Okay.
And then they drafted Akeem Mesidor in the first round, who's an edge from Miami.
Yeah, they got Mesidor.
But that's all the moves from for the Chargers. I think the biggest one is losing Jesse Minter.
I think that's the biggest one. I think that's the biggest loss because, like, the defense was under Jesse Mitchell was pretty good the last couple of weeks before the playoffs. So losing him was probably the biggest one. But I mean, now you got Mike McDaniel, who we all think is an offensive gene. Well, at some points, was offensive genius. I can't say that now, but at some points in his coaching career,
he's an offensive genius. He's just not a good head coach.
Coach. Yeah. So I think that could make a difference. But I'm looking at their schedule right now for weeks 3 through 10. Hey, it's a tough one. So they got Bills, Seahawks, Broncos, Kansas City, bye week, Rams, Texans, Ravens.
Oh my.
Yeah. That's 5 teams that won playoff games last season with 2 other opponents having MVP quarterbacks in Lamar and Mahomes.
That might be the worst.
That's disgusting.
That might be
and mind you, we read the Patriots one. The Patriots one was bad, but that's
a tough one. I think that's the worst stretch of games I've ever heard.
Yay.
Like those are all playoff teams.
Yes.
And like a majority of them are, or like a good amount of them are like Super Bowl contenders right now. Or like people could see them making a run at it. Like
but anyway,
that's rough.
Yeah, it's rough. Their win projection right now is over under 9.5. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're gonna hit 9.5.
Now that I heard
could happen. It could happen.
I did say that they do have the ability to get to the playoffs because we've seen them do it.
I agree.
For how many years in a row? When they get there, it's obviously a different story. But for them to punch a ticket to the postseason, they've showed that they can consistently do it.
Mm-hmm.
Have they had a schedule like this?
No.
All those prior years? Probably not. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know it wasn't that hard of a stretch or a stretch like that. That's one of the worst gauntlets I've ever heard.
Yeah, I think when you talk about the Chargers, being in the AFC West is already a struggle because you have to deal with the Broncos and the Chiefs. And now, all the other teams I just read, the Rams are a good team. Seattle just won the Super Bowl. The Bills are the Bills, and the Ravens are the Ravens. And the Texans have the best defense on paper.
I think they
I think if you give them 10 games, you are hoping McDaniels makes that offense electric.
You're hoping that assume he's going to make it electric. You're hoping that your defense can still keep up with, even with losing Jesse Minter, and maintain what they have shown the last couple of years with Jesse Minter. And then you're hoping that your offense, Mike McDaniel with Justin Herbert, is one of the best offenses in the league. And you're hoping Justin Herbert can continue to take a step, or at least I don't even know if I could say take a step. I don't know what Justin Herbert. I don't know how to judge Justin Herbert. I do think he's the most overrated quarterback in the league.
I agree.
Because all people talk about with him is potential, and I'm sick of it because it's
we've been at potential for too long now. At this point,
how many years have you been in the league? 5, 6?
We're over it now.
This is your 6th year
now. I can check, but I'm pretty sure you're probably right. It's the 6th year.
If he's that good, why does why can he not have a singular good playoff game? Not great.
He got drafted in 2020. So it's
Yeah,
been
so
6
6
years. 6 years.
or 7,
7 years
2020,
maybe, yeah.
21, 22, 23, 24. This is 7th year.
Okay.
But like
Even then, yeah.
I'm not even like saying a great playoff game. He can't even have a good playoff
Good
game
playoff game.
where he
His only
doesn't
good
completely
playoffs.
crap the bed, and
If we talk about the
he's the
first
reason they
half of them
lose.
versus the Jags, that'd probably be his best performance. The
Yeah.
first half against the
Can you
Jags.
play a
That's probably his
complete
best
game?
performance. That's his best performance, but he can't play a complete game. I don't know.
Take
I'm gonna say 8 and 9. That's where I'm at. I can't say 10 because of what I just said for the
I mean,
7 games. I will say
I
8 and
could
9.
say 9, but I think if we're going off of the projection, I think they're under. Because I don't think
I
they
don't
come out of that stretch that you said. I don't think they come out of that very
I
well.
don't think they're gonna get one.
One? You don't think they can
I
win
don't.
one of those games?
Who are they gonna beat?
They're a good team.
Buffalo, Seattle, Denver, Kansas City, Rams, Houston, Baltimore. Who are they beating out of those teams I just said?
Yeah,
Buffalo,
I mean,
maybe.
they could sneak it one out. I don't know against who. I would probably say the Bills.
I think Bills is probably the most likely they could get out of there. Maybe Denver. If Denver's having a really week
Yeah,
5 is just not a good week for them. Maybe. But like that's
all the teams are
yeah,
beatable. It's just that all of those teams I would say are better.
I agree. Hands down.
Minus, I mean, maybe you could argue the
Especially the Rams.
Texans.
They are not beating no, they are not beating the Rams. Ain't no
Maybe
shot to beat the
maybe you
Rams.
could argue like the Texans just because of what we've seen with their offense, but I don't
The
know.
game will end 3-0 and Texans win. So
I think they could potentially beat the Texans.
that's a hot take, brother.
It's not.
That's
It's going to be
a hot take.
difficult against that. It's not a hot take because they're the last.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit.
No, it's not because the last time we saw C.J. Stroud play a playoff game, he looked like he never played football in his life.
It's a playoff game. We're talking regular season.
Even the regular season wasn't good. He was like average.
I'm not saying that he wasn't average. All I'm saying is that
It's not
I'm
a
just
hot
talking.
take.
Like I said a little bit. I said a little bit.
It's not even
A little
like
bit.
at all a
A little
hot
bit.
take because
But
their
anyway, we got to move on. We got to
offense
move on.
stinks.
I'm saying they're winning about 8 games. If they win more than 8 games, McDaniels was a super genius and Herbert was having one of the best seasons of his career.
I think
That's
they
the
can get
only
to
way I see
9.
the Chargers. That's the only way I see them winning. That's the only way I see them getting to at least 10 games. But anyway,
I think they get
9
9 and 8.
Let's do the Chiefs. Let's do the Chiefs. Why not? Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs for a little bit. His
worst
team that he
team.
hates out of everything in his heart. But anyway,
No, it's the Steelers.
Okay, well, ouch.
You know that.
I'm kidding. All right. So the only thing I remember about Kansas City from the offseason, and you can check for me who they got. They splurged on Kenneth Walker. So they have a not a solid, elite running back in their backfield. And it's not the Isaiah Pacheco show, thank goodness. But I mean, the biggest thing for me is that Rashid Rice is still kind of funky, especially with his stuff
I mean,
off
he
the
got
field.
released. He's back.
Yeah. Well,
He's
who knows
back.
how long that'll last.
That's all he had to do. I'm sure he
you know,
might be on probation, but he's good to go football
yeah.
wise.
Travis Kelce's getting into the latter half of his career, so we don't know how good he's gonna be this season. They
This is his
lost
last year.
They lost McDuffie and Watson, who were they were their best corners that they had. Now they have L'Jarius Sneed back, who they got recently, so we'll see how that is. And they also got Mansoon Delane from LSU, so hopefully that will take the burden off of that. But I think the biggest thing right now is that obviously Mahomes' injury is something they have to look out on, but I mean he is practicing now, or at least he's running, throwing, so like he's getting back into shape as much as he can. So I think it'll be interesting to see what the Chiefs are gonna do if Mahomes isn't playing the first couple games.
Well,
I think
they
it'll be
got
interesting
Justin
to see
Fields. They got
how
your
they
guy.
handle it. I think if anyone's gonna do it, it's Andy Reid because Andy Reid's just that kind of coach. But right now their win projection is over under 10.5. I probably hit the over, especially if Mahomes is coming back and he's healthy. I think that's the smartest bet. And obviously I think that's
I
we're
mean, their team
projecting
is going to
for
be
how good.
better.
Yeah,
Potentially.
I think we're just projecting how good Monsoon Delane and L'Jarius Sneed will be back on that defense. Obviously, Chris Jones, if he still has, is he taking back a step or is he still going to be the D tackle that we know he can be? And obviously, the offense is the biggest worry. And honestly, how good Kenneth Walker will be on a new offense, and how what he
I
will
mean,
add to the offense.
Andy
I know
Reid
he's
with
going to be
Kenneth
good.
Walker.
Kenneth Walker's going to be good. I'm not denying he won't be good. But anytime you move a player from one team to another, it's going to be things they have to figure out, nuances, different play styles, and all that stuff. And having to deal with a new coach obviously is the biggest thing. Now, I know Reed's going to love Kenneth Walker regardless, but like there's going to be that, like, not in the regular season. Obviously, they're going to fix that stuff right now in the offseason. But by the time week 1 starts, there's still going to be a couple things they're going to have to figure out. So I would probably hit the over. I say they hit 11. I think that would probably be I think they'll have a complete flip. I don't think they're going to go 6-11 again. I
No.
think last year was just a bad year. And I think it was just not one of Kansas City's brightest years, but I think and obviously if they rumor to get Tyreek Hill back on the Kansas City Chiefs, I think that will definitely make a difference, but I don't know what that will look like or how that will end up being. So I think 11 wins is probably respectable, and I think that's as much as I can give them right now.
Yeah, I'd say over. I'd say 11. But yeah, I think it all depends on Mahomes. If
I agree.
when he comes back, does he come back and immediately trust his knee again? Does he have to work through that? Does he play well while trying to deal with that? What does their defense look without McDuffie and Watson? I know they signed Sneed. We don't know what L'Jarius Sneed we're gonna get
True.
because he hasn't exactly been great when he was on the Titans, and he missed a lot of time with injuries.
Injuries.
Mansour Delane, yes, I think he's gonna be an elite corner, but
I agree.
we've never seen him play NFL football. So as good as I think he is, I don't know. I haven't seen him do it yet, but I do believe he will figure it out very quickly. Um, Travis Kelce, I just think he's their guy.
I agree.
He
He's Mahomes'
yeah,
favorite
he's
target.
not the same Travis Kelce that we've seen for his whole career, but is he still a solid tight end? Yes. Can
Yes.
he still him and Mahomes they're always going to have that connection. They're always going to know what each other's doing even when Mahomes isn't even looking his direction. He's going to come up with some clutch plays. He had a bad year last year on his standard, but I think this is going to be his last year. For his last year, I don't know. I just think
Yeah,
he's
no,
going to
no, good.
help them regardless, whether it's in a big role or a small role. I think it's going to be small this year. But yeah, Kenneth Walker in that offense, I think is going to be.
So good.
It's going to help them immensely because no offense to Pacheco, not great.
No, we can
Um,
say offensive Pacheco. It's fine.
no offense to Kareem Hunt, not the same Kareem
Nah.
Hunt when he was on the Chiefs the first time, or even the
Oh,
Browns.
man, that Kareem Hunt the first time was
But
a
you
joy to
get the
behold.
Super Bowl MVP and one of the best receiving backs and overall backs in the league with Andy
With
Reid.
Patrick
I think he's
Mahomes.
going to do some
Hey,
damage.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and then I don't know. I think it comes down to Mahomes and their defense,
I
at least
agree.
their secondary.
That is true. Raiders or Broncos? Which one next?
Well, Raiders. I don't know.
Raiders. All right. Obviously, the biggest thing from the Raiders this offseason is they got their quarterback in Mendoza, and they also got Kirk Cousins as the backup or the starter, depending on how that looks. Biggest thing is they got Tyler Lindenbaum from the Ravens. Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker are the new linebackers for the team. Obviously, they were going to trade Max Crosby, and that still could be on the docket. But as of right now, he is still a Raider, so he is also on that defense as well.
He ain't going anywhere
Um,
now. He's a
I
Raider
don't think
for
so at this point.
life.
I don't disagree.
What he said.
Um, and then obviously they got who else did they get in the draft? They got Traden Stukes, I think was the guy they got in the second round.
You got
I could be wrong. You can check me
Mendoza,
on that.
Traden Stukes, Keon Crawford, and Trey Zune the third,
Okay.
which
Which is
is
very
Stukes
very
is
good.
a safety, Crawford's a D end, Zune is a guard center. I think he's
Yeah.
flexible.
So I
Tackle.
think when you look at everything they've done in the offseason, I think you could say definitely I think the Raiders got tremendously better.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
the only concern is that the wide receiver core is still kind of eh. I mean, nothing against Trey Tucker and Jack Beck, but I don't think that's gonna get you any farther. Now, obviously, they have Brock Bowers and Ashton
Hey,
Jenkins, so
they
they're
signed
gonna have
Jalen
to.
Naylor.
They did sign Jalen Naylor. You're absolutely right. But Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty are probably going to be more the bigger focal points of the offense, just because they have one. Brock Bowers has the pedigree of being the top tight end in the league, and Ashton Jeanty, obviously, now that he has a better offensive line, he should be better this year. Now, obviously, I can't say anything about when the season starts, but on paper, it would make sense that Ashton Jeanty would have a better year. But anyway, their win projection is over under 5.5, which I think is understandable because it's a new team with a new quarterback. So and
I
with
think
how
they get.
loaded the AFC West is, I can't say they win more than 5,
I
maybe
think they
6,
get to
maybe
6.
I could. I think 7 will probably be the highest I could go because they would have to get a couple games on
I
some
think they
people.
go 6-11.
Yeah,
I think they can.
that's
They
tough.
made enough. I think they made the upgrades needed to win at least 6 games, or
What's the
get
Raiders
a
schedule looking
3-game
like?
improvement. It all. I think again, like every team, it depends on what Mendoza is going to do. Does he come into the league and start playing well immediately, or does it take him however long to figure it
A couple
out,
games.
or to get his bearings and start playing well and get improve? But yeah, I
Okay.
think they're like, even
Ooh.
if you take out the 6 division games, they still got 11 games.
Yeah, so they got
So
Miami week 1.
let's say they sneak one, they grab a win in the division.
Sure.
They got to win 5 games the rest of the way.
Yep.
They can lose the rest of their division games.
Yep.
You got to get 5 wins.
Yeah.
And they have a last place schedule. So they're not
Let's see. They
exactly
got
the toughest schedule in the league.
so week 1 they got Miami. Week 2 they got the Chargers.
They can
Week
win the
3 they
first
got the
week.
Saints. Week 4 they got the Chiefs. Week 5 they got the Patriots. Week 6 is Buffalo. Week 7 is the Rams. Week 8 is the Jets. Week 9 is the Niners. Week 10 is the Seahawks. 11 is the Broncos. 12 is Cleveland. 13 is their bye. 14 and 15 is Chargers, Denver. 16, 17 is Titans, Arizona. And 18 is Kansas City.
Okay, so they can beat
So,
the Dolphins. I think they could
yep.
beat the Titans. I think
They
they
could get a
could
game on the
beat
Saints.
they could sneak one out against the Saints. What was
Jets
the
for
other
sure.
team in 18 or 17, 16 or something?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals they can beat.
Jets.
Jets they can beat.
So is that 5 teams already that we just said? Miami,
So
New Orleans,
Miami, New Orleans, Tennessee,
Tennessee,
Arizona,
Arizona, Jets.
Jets. And
That's
then
5 right there.
let's say they sneak out one against
Let's say
the
Chargers. Let's just say
Chargers
Chargers for the heck of it. 6.
or something. Or maybe
Yeah.
some freak thing happens and they beat the Broncos or something.
Goodness gracious, if that happens, we're gonna be in
Like,
a heck of a ride.
it's not crazy to say they can
No, that's not
win
crazy at
one
all.
division game
No,
when
it'll
they
be
improve
it's
that
a
much.
tough one for sure, but I think obviously the wide receiver core is the most important thing. They have to hope that it does well for Mendoza, and the defense is just gonna have to prove it, especially against the West and how loaded that division is in general. So, 6 games I think 6 games they could definitely get those 6 for sure.
All right,
All
let's
right.
go to the Broncos.
Now the last one we have they were the champions last year, right? Are they of the West?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our AFC West champions, the Denver Broncos. Um Biggest thing for me is Bo Nix is getting out of surgery for his foot, something of
Ankle.
that sort. And obviously he should be ready for the season to start. Biggest acquisition I can remember that they got was Waddle. There's a wide receiver
Yeah.
2/1. I don't know what that's
One.
gonna look with Sutton and everything. I'd say the one, but we gotta respect Cortland Sutton
You
on this
get Jalen
podcast.
Waddle, he's your one.
I'm saying we're gonna
No
respect.
offense to Sutton. I
We're
like
gonna
him.
respect Cortland Sutton
I am respecting him. He's
for the
Jalen
time
Waddle.
being, but until they say otherwise, I'm going to say he's the one.
Can we be real for a
I'm not
second?
disagreeing. If Jalen Waddle is the one,
Not
but until
disrespectful to Sutton.
until the Broncos say otherwise, I'm giving Sutton his respect and making him the one.
It's not disrespectful to say that, though.
It's my thing. Let me rock. It's okay. I don't
Not
disagree,
disrespectful.
but I'm just making him the one. Okay. And obviously, Sean Payton's not calling plays anymore. Davis Webb's not going to be calling plays for the Broncos now. I can't think of the biggest loss on defense. I think the only one would be the guy that went back to the Niners. What's his name?
Trey Greenlaw.
Yes, thank you. So that's the only one I can really think of. I think everybody else is coming back. So I think this Broncos team, obviously, you understand you lost. They lost in the divisional, correct? Or was it the AFC Championship? I think it was a championship. That's what I thought because he
The
didn't
Blizzard
play.
game.
Knicks
Or
injured his
no
ankle
game.
in the divisional when they beat the Bills, and then it was
Jared Stidham.
Jared Stidham playing in the championship. Yeah. So obviously, if you had Knicks in that situation, I think it'd be a different game. Now, I can't say what would happen with that. But
I think
right
they would have
now,
won that game.
I think they would have also, but
They lost
it would have been very
10-7.
close. It would have been closer than we would realize. Their win projection is over under 9.5. I would probably give them the over as well.
Over.
But we said the Chiefs are getting 11.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have 10 would be the most, or they could also get 11 and die. I don't know, bro.
Well, they can both win 10+ games.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos are.
Sorry.
They're the runners up in the AFC, and were arguably the best team in the AFC for a good portion of the year.
Yep.
Like, everyone was considering them the best team in the AFC last year for at least a good bit.
Yeah,
so
with their second
I don't
best
think they've
weapon being Evan
lost.
Ingram.
Like, I don't think they've really had any moves that were detrimental to their team where it could impact their win total this coming year. Obviously, every year is different, but you
I'm gonna see
resign,
what the
you
schedule looks like.
trade for Waddle, you get J.K. Dobbins back, and then you got. I know they lost Franklin Myers to the Titans.
Yes.
I think they lost, what's his name? PJ Locke, I think, went somewhere. I forget where. But you lost those two, but you're still gonna arguably have one of the best defenses in the league. Bo Nix
Agreed.
is coming back healthy. You give him a true wide receiver one, like, or at least a receiver that he's never had in his career so far, and something that offense desperately needs when it comes to explosive plays and explosive players. So I think they win. I think they get to 10. Like, I don't think that's not a question in my mind. They get to 10,
No, I agree. I agree. Absolutely, they'll get to 10.
but
Yeah, they gotta play us though, so that's gonna be and on Black Friday too. I forgot that that's gonna be a fun Black Friday game. I'm
oh, they can
excited for
beat you
that one.
guys. No offense.
I don't disagree, but what I'm saying is a Black Friday game, and I'm excited to watch it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So what do we think? Broncos or Chiefs? Who's winning the West? In your honest opinion.
I'm gonna say the Broncos again.
Okay. I think that's respectable.
I think it's close. I think it comes down to like a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think like a game between separating those two teams at the
Yeah.
end.
I think the
Oh,
biggest X factor for both of them will be their running backs. Now, obviously, the Chiefs have Kenneth Walker, but the Broncos are just going to need Dobbins and RJ Harvey to have really great seasons this year to see that level to beat the Chiefs, in my opinion. Um, but I'd probably say the Broncos as well. I think either the Broncos defense just doesn't um do what we expect them to do, or the Chiefs just like go on a tear in the last couple weeks of the season, and they just really blow out all the divisional opponents. But
I
I'd
mean,
say Broncos. I think Broncos
I
is the
say I could
respectable
see the
answer.
Chiefs winning. I mean, you're
Oh, I
getting
agree.
Mahomes back. You upgraded your running back. To me, I'm going off of you give Jalen or Bo Nix Jalen Waddle. You have Davis Webb calling your plays. You have that defense
True. I
still,
agree.
even with losing a couple guys. And then you go to the Chiefs. You have one of the best running backs. You have Mahomes coming back. You have Andy Reid. Yes, your offense is going to be fine. I think. I just don't know what their defense is going to be like when you've lost your two starting corners, arguably two of the best, at least one of the top five corner in McDuffie, and then Jalen Watson was a very very good corner, or is a very very good corner. But
Yeah.
so I just think there's a little more questions when it comes to the Chiefs coming off of a bad year and Mahomes' knee injury than the
My
Broncos.
microphone.
Like,
I'm so sorry.
I know Bo Nix got hurt, but
I
ACL is
agree.
a little more serious than an ankle injury.
Ankle injury. Yeah.
Like a broken ankle or a
Not
fractured
to say.
ankle is
Yeah.
not as
It's
serious as an ACL. Both are bad.
yeah. Yeah.
Both required surgery, but
And both are going to limit their mobility for sure. At least should see that they're limited mobility, and
Mahomes
especially for
more
those
than
two. Yeah, Mahomes more than Bo Nix because ACL you can't really make those quick turns like you could. Ankle you could make it work,
well,
but
I think it's just
and
a
especially
mental thing.
I
Like
agree, and
you're coming
especially
off
with
of
both
a
of those.
serious injury, like a ligament.
Yeah, I
You're
agree.
not gonna trust it initially
I agree.
when it
I
comes to
think for
playing
both
like
of them
that.
being running quarterbacks that are willing to use their legs with need be, I think they'll both kind of struggle in the running department. Or the offensive playmakers will just or offensive coordinators will be like, maybe let's just not run until you feel comfortable enough to run.
Well, Mahomes
So
shouldn't have to as much this year,
no, he
considering
shouldn't
they
have to at
have
all. Absolutely not.
Kenneth Walker now.
I agree.
Hopefully, that offensive line improves
Yes, absolutely agree.
for the run game's sake.
Oh, the run game's sake. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anyway, let's get to our fantasy picks. So obviously we're gonna pick our breakout and our sleeper picks for the division as a whole. So I can go first, Jake, if you're still looking
Okay,
for
you can
people.
go.
All
I'll
right.
let you
So
go.
my sleeper pick of this year is gonna be J.K. Dobbins on the Broncos. I think as expected to being the lead back. Now, obviously, him and RJ Harvey are probably going to share touches, but I think as him being the lead back, I think he if he stays healthy, I think he'll have a massive value, especially knowing that Bo Nix is coming off of an ankle injury, like we just talked about. They're probably going to rely heavily on him doing most of the running with the football. And I think if you want somebody like J.K. Dobbins is not going to be that person that you're going to want to pick up like in the first couple rounds. So if you want to wait till later to get him, I think like you're going to get him with good value later on than you wouldn't have to. So I obviously would say him as my sleeper. And then breakout, I think I'd probably give it to Quentin Johnson off the Chargers. I think we all underrated his value last year, especially knowing that Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey were both there. Quentin Johnson was kind of a question mark. But now that we've seen him produce well, I think there's something to be said that he also could be someone. He might not even get drafted in fantasy drafts. He might be on the waiver wire, and if he's in the waiver wire, take him because I think that's great value, and it's somebody you could have on a bench.
I think he'd be a late pick, maybe.
He
Mid
probably will be a
rounds.
later pick, but like for some drafts in some leagues, he'll probably be in the waiver wire. And if you want to grab him, I say grab him because that's great value. You have him on your bench if one of your receivers is out, you put him in there, and he'll be a solid secondary option for you. So Dobbins and Johnston, those are my two picks.
Okay. My sleeper is gonna be I think my sleeper is gonna be. Dang,
Oh, you don't know?
No, it's just tough. I don't know who to pick. Okay, I'll do my breakout first. My
Go
breakout is
ahead, do your
gonna
breakout.
be Ashton Genty. I think getting Tyler Linderbaum.
I really pray you're right.
I think they improved their offensive line. I
No,
think
I'm just saying.
with that,
I'm agreeing with you. I pray you're right because I want him to be good for fantasy. Absolutely.
I just think he's gonna having a guy like Linderbaum and improving your offensive line. The reason he didn't have a good year
You
last
would
year is
know.
because they couldn't block. They didn't have he had nowhere to run. And
I
yet
agree.
he's also a very good receiving back. So I just think he's gonna have a breakout year. I think he's gonna have not a sophomore slump, but a sophomore breakout year. So he's just that talented. And you improve your offensive line. That's all he needed was an improvement on the offensive line. And then my sleeper. I'm gonna go with David Njoku. I think
That's a solid pick.
I just think that Mike McDaniel with David Njoku. I know they have that Gaskin, I think his name is Orlando
Orlando Gaston, yeah, that's the backup.
He
No,
broke out
unfortunately,
last year. We all saw how good he was last year. I especially because he was on one of my fantasy teams and he did very well for me. But
very happy he got him.
Yeah, David Njoku is just a constant productive tight end, and under Mike McDaniel, I think they can, even if they use two tight ends, like I just think he's gonna have a great year with Mike McDaniel and Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's gonna find him as a good security blanket. But yeah, he's physical. He has great hands. Hopefully, he stays healthy for my pick's sake.
Yeah, please.
But yeah, we've all seen him in Cleveland. He's one of the most productive tight ends in the league.
Probably
So,
one of the more underrated too.
and you put him in that style of offense, I think he's gonna have a good year. So that's my pick.
See, I was gonna say Omarion Hampton for my breakout as well, but I don't know.
That was my
I
offensive
think he's
rookie of
gonna
the
be
year pick.
good.
Then he got hurt
He got
immediately.
hurt. He was looking good. It was looking great though. It was looking great.
I mean, he didn't freaking play till like week 4
Yeah.
or
Hey,
5.
I also said Emeka Ibuka and he fell off a cliff. So I mean,
Well,
take that
I
as
mean,
you
your
will.
pick looked pretty freaking good for a while.
It looked good for a minute.
My
So I was
guy
like,
wasn't
yo,
even playing the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, and then he just didn't play well. So,
And then he got hurt again.
we just don't have luck with that, do we? Anyway, now we're gonna get to our stat leaders in the division. So we'll pick which team will have the passing leader, rushing leader, and receiving leader. So, who do we think out of the 4 teams in the AFC West will have the passing leader?
Not Mendoza.
I could see it. If he and Brock Bowers have a great connection, I could see it, but I'm not gonna say it.
I don't think they don't have an. I don't think that their offense is gonna be that good.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying if
And I
they
think,
if they play well, it's a
I think
possibility.
I'll go with.
I'm probably gonna say Broncos.
I'll say
I
Justin
think.
Herbert.
Oh wow, yeah,
He throws for a lot of yards, but a
he
lot of
does.
empty, a
He
lot of empty
does.
yards there. But
Yeah, but I mean, he does. He does check them. I'll agree. I'll say
he
Chargers.
throws for a
I'll
lot
say
of
Chargers.
yards. Just doesn't result
I'll say Chargers for
on
the
wins.
benefit of this conversation. But I
I would
think Bo
say
Nix
him
will
or
probably have.
Mahomes. But
I
I
think Bo
think
Nix
I
is gonna
think I
have
think
the
the
ball up
Chargers
this
air it
weekend.
out more than anyone in that division.
I agree.
I don't know.
All
Who
right,
knows? Bo Nix could. He's got
he
Jalen
could.
Waddle now. So
Who knows? Rushing leader. I. Mm,
Kenneth Walker.
yeah, I want to give it to Genty, but I think it's gonna be Kenneth Walker. Oh
Well, that's
man,
tough because, like, I think he's
that's
gonna
so
have the most
tough.
all-purpose yards, but I'm still gonna say him for this
Yeah, no, I agree.
category.
I agree.
So, could it be Genty? Sure, but I think at least Kenneth is gonna lead the division
Yeah,
in all-purpose.
I think we can both agree the Broncos and Chargers are no. Just because I think for me the Broncos are playing a 2-man horse, and I think they're both losing touches. So I don't think any of them's gonna hit a good 1,000. Maybe I don't know. Anything's possible.
Yeah,
And then Amari and Hampton's kind of a afterthought, at least for rushing purposes, because it's the Chargers. Um, receiving,
receiving is tough for me. I'm between two.
receiving is tough for me as well.
I'm between two guys.
Because Waddle on a new team could be good,
I think it's
but then
between
also,
Waddle and Rice.
Rasheed Rice could be good.
You
But
know
then
what?
also,
I'm gonna
Lad
go with
McConkey,
Waddle.
if he's the one, could
I'm
be
going
good.
with Waddle.
Um,
You give Davis Webb Jalen Waddle, I think he's gonna make magic.
and you give Mike McCarthy, not Mike McCarthy,
McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel, Lad McConkey, and you don't
Well,
think that'll be a good?
I'm not saying it won't be good. I
It
just
could
said
be.
Justin Herbert's gonna lead the division in passing yards.
I will say for the people on this podcast, I want Lad McConkey to be good. I hope he can
Ladarius.
be good.
Ladarius McConkey.
I hope Ladarius McConkey will be a good wide receiver in the NFL.
He
Unfortunately, he is
already is.
playing with the likes of Keaton Allen and
No,
Quentin
not
Johnson, who I
anymore.
just said. Did he leave or did he retire?
No, Keenan Allen's still a free agent.
Oh shoot. They could get him back though. I think it's possible with that. Um yeah, that's the one. So he could cook. But I'll agree
they
with
have
you. I'll say
Trey Harris that they drafted last year.
okay.
Give him
Okay.
more of a role.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He was a
He's
rookie
gonna be
last year.
good.
I don't disagree. I'll agree with you. I think it's Waddles to lose.
Well,
I think Rice could have an argument. Also, you have to think about if Tyreek Hill is potentially going to make a reunion with Kansas City, that could also be them as well. But I'll just say Waddle for purposes of this argument. Yeah, new offense. He should be like the best offensive player on that team by far. Yeah, that's it. That's our division preview for the AFC West. Let us know in the comments if you agree with us about our takes, disagree with some of us, or all the other things combined because we want to hear from y'all and we want to talk. So, I have one game that we could get to right now, or we could just go to Bible. I could do either or. It would be a quick one. It's a ranking one, so it's not going to be crazy long. Gosh dang it.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
You gotta agree though.
No, I do. I understand. All right.
If we were let
No,
18
buddy,
minutes less,
buddy,
but
buddy, buddy. We're good. We're good. We're good. No, don't even worry about it. All right.
nobody
Let's
wants to
get
hear us
to
talk
the.
that long.
I love hearing myself talk now, but no, I'm kidding.
I know you do.
I know. Wow. Okay, that sounds like a throw at me, but okay, we'll let
No,
that slide. Anyway,
it wasn't.
let's get to the Bible verse of the episode. Today's Bible verse is John 15 verses 12, which says, "My command is this: love each other as I have loved you." It's simple, straight to the point. Not really much to say on that. Um,
Short and
and
precise.
sweet, and we love our short and sweet verses. Um, all right, John
I
15:12.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This
Bring
just
yourself.
made
Go
me
ahead, man.
think of like the world that we live in and like how much how much division there's been for a little bit for a while now. Um how much hate you see. I just think that like he commands us to love one another as he loves us.
Hmm.
And we haven't exactly been doing the best at that as a whole, as a whole world, whole society. Um, and let's be real, Christians, all like Christians as a whole, we haven't been doing the best either. Like just as being Christians, like we could be a lot better at doing that. I personally can be a lot better at doing that. Um, even if I don't agree with the certain things, even if I
Not me.
don't
I'm perfect. No, I'm kidding.
okay. Even
I'm
though
kidding.
like I don't like I could disagree with people on certain things. I don't
Oh yeah,
like what they
totally.
do. I don't like what they stand for. I don't like the decisions that they make. So be it. I need to love them as God loves me, as I love God. It should not matter. My my job is to further God's word and have conversations with people, um, not force anything on people, and to love them as God loves me. And yeah, I think I could be a lot better at that, and I think we all could.
No,
So
I agree. Um, no, I agree. I think when it comes to this verse, obviously I look at everything from context. So, this verse was kind of like when Jesus was like talking to the disciples the night before the crucifixion. He had just like shared about the verse that talks about I am the vine and you are the branches, saying that we all like love each other and it like flows with all of us together, kind of stuff like that. Um yeah, I did what I did.
no,
But anyway,
I wanted to do that
this
too.
verse, oh, I know.
Just
So this verse
intertwined.
is just first, it's a command. That's the first part of it. It's not something that he suggests to us. It's not something that he requested. It was a command. It was something that Jesus asked the disciples to do. And so we as disciples, we are commanded to do this. So it's not like something we can like do sometimes and not all the time, or do with this person but not with this person. Like everybody gets that. Everybody's on the same level playing field with that. And the standards is Jesus, obviously. I think Jesus showed us what love looks like. He showed us what that is supposed to look like for us to have that um,
No
perspective on
matter
what that
what.
looks like, which is important. And then obviously, like I think this is one of those things where it's sacrificial. Like the love that Jesus gave is
Yeah,
sacrificial. Like he's literally sacrificed his life
yeah.
so that we have the ability to love on others, because he took our sins away and now we live sin free because of what he did. Now obviously this verse is going to take away from my next point. But obviously, as we try to do, we try to bring Christianity into the sports world and try to make sure like it's all woven in. Um, obviously Jake would know more about this than me. So you would probably have more information because you watch baseball. This is a baseball topic we're gonna get into. So basically, 3 San Francisco Giants pitchers were issued warnings by the MLB for writing a Bible verse on the Rainbow Pride Night hats, which the verse was, I believe it was Genesis 9:12 through 16, which is basically God gave the commandment to Noah, saying that the rainbow is a sign, saying that he will never again flood the earth the way that he did.
Hmm.
Um, Now, obviously, the rainbow has been taken and used for the LGBTQ community.
Been,
And
I would say, tarnished.
it will not confirm nor deny
Don't
that I
come
agree
at
with that
me. I'm
statement.
sorry.
Will not confirm nor deny.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
um, yeah, but
The
I
view of
think
it's been changed.
I agree, and I think Landon Rope, one of the pitchers, he issued
Bigger
a statement
picture.
saying that it was about God's covenant and and his personal faith, and he wasn't trying to do it to say, "Oh, I hate these people." He was
Yeah.
just doing it because he wants people to understand, like, there's another version, or not another version. There's the
Another
truth
meaning
of
of
the
the rainbow.
rainbow,
Yeah.
which is the covenant that God made with us, saying that He would never flood the earth, and
Yeah.
He wanted to show that there is another. That's the truth, and that's what He
Yeah.
wants to
That's
show.
the very first
Um,
meaning of a rainbow,
I agree.
which is the
And then
true meaning of a rainbow, by
yeah,
the
and
way.
then some people, some and other teams have done this. Like there was Sam H. I can't say his last name. Say my life. You probably know better than I do.
Well, who does he play
Um,
for? Is
I
he a,
can't tell
he's
you.
a pitcher?
Yeah.
Spell his last name.
Hentges.
H-E-G-N.
And Hentges. So it's like Sam Henches or something like that.
I have to see it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
I'll show you
That
after.
didn't help
It's all
me.
cool. But obviously, he opted not to wear the pride hat at all, chose to wear his standard hat, saying that he just morally didn't support what was going on. So
Has that happened yet?
I haven't
Friday
heard
night?
anything yet.
No. I mean, I know the Orioles haven't.
I'm not gonna
So
confirm nor
certain
deny that,
teams do it
buddy.
certain days in June, but
Yeah.
or
But
my
I
team
think
hasn't.
all this to say, the way that the 3 players did it, one was not disrespectful.
No.
They weren't taking the hats and throwing them into a fiery furnace and saying, "Screw this." They wore the hats, but obviously they were convicted about their faith and they said, "I'm going to show truth, and this is what I'm going to do." And it's minuscule. It didn't take away from the game. Now, obviously, people are talking about it, so it did, but like they weren't trying to take away from the game. They just wanted to show their truth to
Or that
people.
night, basically.
Yeah, or that night, basically. They were just trying to be like, I'm showing my truth. This is what I believe. I don't believe in this stuff. Now, obviously, that's not saying that they hate these people. They just don't agree. Now,
Yeah.
that's what Jesus is saying. Like, what not what he's saying in the verse specifically, but he's saying to love each other as I have loved you. So he's saying that we don't have to show hate to people to get our point across. Like
Yeah.
they could have done the worst possible thing to those hats at Pride Night and have made it cause a scene. But what did they do? They went out there, they wore the hats even when they didn't want to, but they put a little verse on it to show the true meaning of what that rainbow means to them. And I think that's one is commendable because the MLB like getting like having to like saying that they will have fines to pay and stuff for this, which it's a
Don't
whole
get me
nother
started
conversation.
on that.
We're not gonna get into that today because that's too much.
It's the dumbest
And
thing
also
ever.
Rob Manfrey, shout out to you for wanting to pay their fines. That was sick. But
I didn't know that.
yeah, he said he would pay for the fines because it was
So
I
it
think
was
he's
team issued fines.
something like they didn't issue them. They're saying they issued a warning, but they're saying they would fine them if they did it again.
Okay, so the
That's basically
teams
what
are
it is.
basically like, don't do this or we'll fine you, and Manfred's like, I'll pay it if they do.
Yes, if they do. Yeah. So
I think the
all
worst thing out of all of that was the
it's
dude
so
that
dumb.
didn't wear the hat. But
Facts.
like
I'm not gonna beg him not wear
that's
that.
what we're getting mad about. Like
Yeah,
it's just
it's so
crazy that
dumb.
like they get like I don't know, like the same people that are getting mad at the players for doing this and writing verses on their hats or opting not to wear it because it goes against what they believe in. Like, I don't know. I just think it's crazy that
Mhm.
they get mad at that.
I also think it's crazy that not that they're forcing them, but it feels like they're forcing them to wear the hats.
They are. It's the same thing with the NBA
Like it's
or
so
the whole thing with what is
it's
it,
so
Jay
like
Ivey?
yeah, it's
It's the
that whole
same thing.
conversation again.
You can't force
So
these athletes to wear these things or say they support certain things or like if it was up to me, I wouldn't do this. I understand June is
mhm.
Pride Month. I think it should be something else, but it's
Yeah,
Pride
let's not get
Month. But I'm not. But like teams shouldn't be doing this, in my
mhm.
opinion.
Now,
Like,
why did I let's get back to the point because we're gonna we're gonna keep talking about this
okay,
forever. Because not that I wanted to cut you off, but we're already running on time. But I brought this news bit up just for us to understand that to me, now you can disagree with me if you want, but to me, I think this is something that Jesus would commend these guys doing because they're not going out there and hating on these people. They're not going out there and hating the team or the MLB for doing this. They just said they'll wear the hats and they put a verse next to it. They didn't want to make a scene of it. They didn't want to do this whole thing. They just put the verse on their hat and went to play a baseball game. That's it. They're still loving these people, but not in a way that makes them feel like they're getting hate at them or getting attacked. They're
yeah,
just like, I'm
you
showing the truth of the rainbow. That's it.
you can do these things without or you can go out there and show that this goes against what you believe, but in a non disrespectful or
Confrontational way.
non-confrontational way. And there should be no issue with it because not everyone is gonna agree with that. And
Mhm.
that's fine.
And we
But
live in a country where we can have those disagreements and still come
yeah,
together
but
as a nation.
we can't
But
get
we
mad at guys or say we're gonna fine them
it's so
for
much, yo. So much.
them expressing what they believe in.
It's so
That's
much. I'm
crazy.
over it. It got me heated, but it reminded me that that's where
Gets me
that's
heated too because it's stupid.
it's a whole thing. But anyway, great verse, great Bible verse to remind
Was.
us that we need to love as Jesus loved us. Um, Jake, anything else before we call it a night? If we talk any more about the MLB
No.
stuff, we actually might get pissed off.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
I'm done. We're
so
done.
yeah, we're
Cut the
done. We're done.
cameras.
Cut the
Cut.
cameras. We're done. We're done. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to the Fourth Quarter Faith podcast. Like Jay said at the beginning, hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below if you guys like our AFC preview series or if you want us to do something else, let us know. And obviously, hit that notification bell so that you know when we drop videos. Remember that we are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you can't watch our videos on YouTube, you can listen to
Go
them as you're
follow us
driving.
there and on
You can
YouTube
follow us there as well
and
and
TikTok
all our
and
socials
Instagram
and Instagram.
and X if you want
Um,
to.
and X if you want to as well. We love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Until next time, that's Jake Alagna. I'm Jesse Shalalo. Have a good night.